Hello, welcome to Casual Reviewer Podcast, casual reviewing for those casually viewing. This is episode 3. Hamed Schwanis, aka Bumpmansky, and on this show, I review various forms of entertainment, pieces of culture, and ongoings of life. I'm excited for today's episode. Lots to get to. And first off, weddings. Dun 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 dun. All that jazz. Attended a wedding this past weekend, and fun, very fun. Yeah, it was exciting, nice, the whole shenanigans, all that. But yeah, got me thinking about all that weddings entail. First off, I think it's important when you talk about weddings or you're thinking about them, or in my case, kind of reviewing one, you have to separate the wedding ceremony from the wedding reception. You gotta separate those two. Because, you could discuss and compare and contrast the wedding reception better than the wedding ceremony because, depending on the couple, religion, ethnicity, culture, backgrounds, moral ethics, all that, ceremonies are different. I was at one a few years ago. The ceremony was 7 minutes. And then this past one, like in my case, what I think is standard, like an hour, a little bit shorter than that. So you definitely have to separate the wedding ceremony and then the wedding reception. Because I feel a wedding, in the case of the couple, the whole day is a big event and important. But I feel like for the couple, the wedding ceremony is more important, and for all the guests, the wedding reception is more important. And then, so that's the main thing to separate. But then you could even separate the wedding day from the couple, because you could have a great time at their wedding reception, but they might be a mean couple. You might not like them that much. Oh, I got invited to this wedding. Oh, I don't like her. She's mean. He's an idiot. Or you could have a terrible time at the wedding reception, and it could be the nicest couple you ever met. So that's a smaller thing, Or you don't have to even consider the couple when you're talking about the wedding reception. But yeah, so you separate the ceremony from the reception, and then if you want to, you can even separate the couple and just think about the reception, like the party you went to. Okay, because you get invited to a wedding, you get the invitation in, there's a lot going on. Right off the bat, a lot going on. You have to figure out when is the wedding. And then you have to, the wedding's on this Saturday. Oh, because weddings a lot of times will be on the same day as other events you want to go. Is there a sporting event going on you want to attend? Is there a work thing you have to go to? Are you working that day? Do you have to take off that day? So the sooner you get the invitation, the better, because you can figure out is anything else going on that day. That's a big thing. Sometimes you got to call off work. You got to put in for a day off. But so the scheduling there. And then the arrangements. Are you going with someone? Are you taking someone? How many people are going in your party? Are you staying in a hotel? Are you going to stay in a hotel the night before for the practice? And staying the night before and into the day and then the day after. So all that, all the arrangements again there. Scheduling, like I said, and then you get closer, it could get expensive. You got to get the suit, tie, card, gift, get there. So after doing all of that, when you're at a reception, you want to have fun. You want to have a good time. You want to celebrate a couple that got married. You're celebrating their future together and their possibilities of a great friendship and family, you could say. So when you're there, you want to have a good time. What's the three most important things when you're there? Food, music, and do they have an open bar? You want to eat, drink, and be merry. So when you're eating and drinking and being merry, you want to have good company, either family, friends, and a couple of themselves, obviously. And so that's what I'm kind of looking at. Food, music, do they have an open bar? The wedding I attended, they had an open bar. The band was great, really got interaction with the crowd. Everyone was dancing, all different types of jams, and really good food. So it all worked out. It was a great time. But yeah, those are just, weddings in general, all that pros and cons and go into them. But wedding I attended, I'd say I give that a review of a 4 wedding bells out of 5. Alright, so that's first off the list. Second thing I want to review, had some time off last week, so I was going through Netflix and I saw a thing for a show called Maniac. It's a limited 10 episode series. The episodes are like 40 to 45, maybe 50-minute episodes. Perfect timing. It all fits together. It's led by Jonah Hill, Emma Stone. There's a few other actors and actresses in there that you'll recognize either from shows years ago or some movies on Netflix. But the casting, very good casting, and the acting was fantastic. I don't know how they do it, because the way they act, they are portraying a normal person who knows what's going on, and then some stuff happens, and then they have to portray, am I crazy? Am I losing it? Am I a maniac? What's going on here? So they really do that well, the both of them. And it kind of has this Black Mirror, Altered Carbon vibe going on. It's a world similar to ours, but yet at the same time it's kind of different. Technology is a little different, and it's more advanced in the Maniac world. But it's like, will technology take us there? Well, in a few years, can technology do what it's doing in the series? I'm trying to not give spoilers away. I want you to experience it like I did, because I really enjoyed it. It was really good. But yeah, it has the type of vibe of like the sci-fi Black Mirror, Altered Carbon, and even the movie. There's a Netflix movie called Mute. The one actor that was in that is in this. Don't know his name. He's the one doctor, but he does a real good job. He's a nice actor, fit for those like sci-fi type roles. What's going on? And then a few of the themes that run through. Personal responsibility. You act in a certain way. No matter how you act, you have to take responsibility for those actions and the consequences that come from those. And then dealing with your inner demons. It's best to deal with your demons as soon as they happen or shortly thereafter, because if you don't, they'll become bigger and bigger and bigger, and you may not notice it, but then you'll just keep repeating the cycle of bad choices you're making. So it's best to discover your weaknesses, what are you wrapping your mind around, and deal with it, and then move forward. And both characters, Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, their characters work through some things and move forward there. And it's just a combination of the two characters progressing through the story, and they intertwine, and then all the other stuff that happens. No spoilers, no spoilers. But yeah, Maniac is a good series on Netflix. I definitely check it out. I really enjoyed it. There's a lot going on because, like, in the first few episodes, they're planting little seeds, little seeds, little seeds, and you're like, that might be important. I think that might come up later. And then down the line, poof, it goes, I see. It ties together. Oh, okay. So it's best, pay attention when you watch it. And every stuff ties together, and it's really good, really good. So Maniac, I would say 3.8 doctors recommended out of 5. Yeah, 3.8 doctors recommended out of 5. I would have gave it a 4 doctors out of 5, or even 4.2. I don't know. Except I don't know. It doesn't end on a cliffhanger really, but I don't know. Is that it? Would they ever make a second season? I don't really know what a second season might be, but there's theories online saying, no spoilers, so I can't really, but there's theories out there saying they didn't really resolve the problem. It's just it's made to seem like they solved the problem at the end, but they might not have, so they're still dealing with it. But I got the sense that they dealt with the problem, the major issue, and they moved on. Like, they are starting at the next whatever. So I don't know if there ever be a second season or not. But yeah, 3.8 out of 5. So the next thing I want to talk about, beginner podcast, the one I'm going to review is Theo Vaughn's This Past Weekend. I started watching this. I think he's on episode like 135 or 6 or something. And I started watching it around like episode 90 something. So I've been watching it for some time now. And Theo is a funny comedian. He has a different sense of like comedy, and I would say he's silly. He's a silly comedian because just like his word usage, how he describes things, and then like his storytelling, I don't know, he's just, I feel like he's awesome. He's really funny. And like how he'll say he's explaining something or describing something, he'll start to say something and then he'll repeat that as he's thinking about another crazy way to describe it. So, and then after that he finally comes along and describes the crazy thing. It's hard to explain because I can't do it like he does. And I don't know, it's just his style. He's really funny. And he has these catchy sayings, gang, 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 get it in there, get that hitter. I'm trying to think of some. I think there was one or two of them, but all his fans yell them and stuff, and they're catchy. You know, you're out somewhere doing something, and you get it in there. It's like, it's perfect to yell. If you like yelling stuff and not even making a scene, but if you like yelling stuff, being loud and being heard, his sayings that he says really help that, drive it home. But yeah, his podcasts are anywhere from like an hour, hour and a half, close to 2 hours. He has guests on every now and then. And you can tell as he goes on, he's getting better at interviewing people, and he's getting better at the whole podcast thing. and like discussing things and just conversing with people on air. He's getting better at it and talking about what's interesting and crazy stories. And then he's very interactive with viewers. People will call into the show or make a video, like Skype with him, asking questions or something. And just how he answers stuff and talks, it's funny and it's great. And he helps a lot of people because he's open with like his sobriety and his battle with the dark arts. And you see how he's like a normal human. Oh my God, he's real. He's a real person. He goes through things like us regular people do. Compared to some celebrities that are up there and out there, it seems like he's a down-to-earth person. That's what it seems on his podcast. And he's starting one of the last episodes. He is talking about he was excited for Halloween and getting all ready for that, and then describing how Halloween was for when he was a kid. Just how he describes it and his word usage. Oh, I was cracking up. I was dying. It was so funny. And it just the way he does it, it's something else. And then an episode or two ago, he had Brendan Schwab on, and from The Fighter and the Kid. And so Theo Vaughn and Brendan Schwab, they announced they're going to start their own podcast called The King and the Sting. I guess the Rat King and the Bee Sting. I guess, I don't know. And it's going to be user-driven. You submit videos and stuff, and they talk about whatever random things. So that sounds good. That sounds like it might be fun to watch. I think it starts end of October or in a few weeks. I'm not really sure. I'll have to find out again. But with this past weekend, definitely recommend it. Definitely check it out. You could backlog some videos and start watching a bunch of episodes ago and catch up. I think it's like it usually comes out every Monday, and then he might throw an extra one in there in the middle of the week. So yeah, check that out. And I would give this past weekend with Theo Vaughn, I'll give that four gangs out of 5. See, I just had to do it. Like, it's so fun. It's just so fun to yell at random stuff like that. So then next thing I want to get to is it's October, beginning of October, big month. So summer, that's all done. It's officially fall. Leaves are changing. It's getting cooler. Well, at least where I'm at. I don't know if you're in crazy California where it's nice all the time. What up? But yeah, it's fall, and then October, November, December. It's that end part of the year. But with October brings SoberOctober. Last year, Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, and Ari Shaffir, they did a thing called SoberOctober, where no drinking, no smoking weed for the whole month of October, and then like exercising a bunch. They had to do either like yoga or go to the gym, or like I think it was every day, or like 20 out of the 30 days they had to go. And they made it interesting, and then they were like kind of challenging other people to, hey, like, do it, like get a group of your friends and do it. Which I think that's a great idea. Like, why not? I think like if you're, a lot of people think when it comes to sobriety, you're either sober and you don't touch anything. And there's that, and then the other side of the spectrum is you're an addict and you need to stop, and you should stop. But I don't know do people realize you could be in the middle. Like, there's people that casually drink, and then people that might drink too much, but they can still function, or they, there's not a full blown addict. But their point is, no matter what, just sober October. Don't drink, don't smoke, and go exercise for the whole month. And then October 31st, when it turns midnight into November 1st, have a big party, celebrate, see who reached their goals, either like weight loss or, lifting, any type of those goals. But it basically just promotes sobriety and healthy lifestyle. Just healthy lifestyle in general. Like, make good choices and do all that. So I recommend a Sober October. Yeah, because, like, why not? It won't hurt you not using anything for a whole month. Like, it's a personal challenge. It's a big personal challenge. Like, can you do this? Like, keep working at it. It's going to be tough, but fight through it. Keep going. That's why it's good to do it with friends, because then they're there for support and they're going through the same stuff. If one person starts to get tempted, and they're a friend coming, hey, don't do that. We made a pact. We're doing this. Just singing that party we'll have November 1st. So, yeah, I recommend Sober October. I don't really know how I'd review this. Should I give it a number review? I don't know. I'll give the concept of Sober October 4 out of 5, I guess. Maybe 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, that sounds about right. One of those. Whatever works. And then, okay, with Sober October, I said about Joe Rogan and all them guys made it. So then, October 2nd, a few days ago, Joe Rogan's new stand-up, Strange Times, came out. And I made some quick thoughts afterwards about it. Posted that up. Okay, so then I've been thinking about that recently, like the past day, about some more thoughts I had about it. Like you said, it's funny. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. You should check it out. Strange Times on Netflix. But it seems like he sticks with one or two themes, and then throughout the whole hour, he compares and contrasts different things with those themes. So he doesn't really venture out into a variety of topics. He just has like the one or two that are there, and then he'll go into some stories and tell some jokes. No spoilers. And I don't think it was as good as his last stand-up special, Triggered. I feel like that had a little bit of a variety sprinkled throughout, a variety of topics, and it had more like gut-punching laughs. This one had a few laughs, some solid laughs, a few ha-has, a few, oh, I see what you did, oh, okay. But, maybe I was just anticipating it too much. I was really looking forward to it. I thought it would have been funnier, but I think that was my own thinking that made me feel that way. But it was a good stand-up special. The one thing, I should have mentioned this in my quick thoughts video, if you are a big fan of his podcast, the Powerful JRE, Joe Rogan Experience, if you're a big fan of that and you usually always watch that, I feel like then you definitely have heard him talk about a lot of the themes and the ideas, and maybe you didn't hear the specific punchline, but you heard his thinking through it kind of, and like, oh yeah, I heard you talk about that before. Yeah, you've mentioned that. Yeah, you've discussed that with an expert on something. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, you've talked about that before. So you definitely heard like the themes and topics. That's not necessarily bad, but like I said, I'd recommend it. I enjoyed it. Strange Times on Netflix, his new special. It's about an hour long. It's worth it. And he still has that. I said about the gut punching laughs from his special Triggered. He's very animated on stage and stuff. Uh, he's animated on stage. He's animated in this special too. Like, so it's the usual Joe, I guess. Like, I know him or something. His usual antics on stage, but with like the one or two themes throughout. I feel like Triggered, he had a better ending bit. You know, I guess you really want that bit at the end to really punch you in the gut and just people are dying and then drop the mic and it's over. This one, I think he even mentions it kind of like, don't really know how to leave you guys. And he does a bit, but it's just like, oh. I was like, oh. Because it made me think of the Triggered bit at the end. And it was such a good one. And like a real funny one, like a real crazy one. But this one, not so much. So those are just a few little gripes I had about it. But it's not bad. It's good. You know, enjoy it. Go check it out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for this episode. Episode 3 in the books. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in if you did. Like, comment, share. And you can follow me on Twitter at Clean Caramel, CleanCaramel. All right. Thank you.